This video is the first in what will become my Leveling Up on Twitch series, where I will document and evaluate my growth as a streamer. How are you going to do this, you ask? Well, let me give you a breakdown on the faultless system I developed for measuring the level of a streamer. It probably has a lot of faults. The first factor I will take into consideration is the most obvious: average live viewers. This is, in my opinion, the most important metric that determines how big of a streamer you are. My goal for the amount of viewers I think puts you into the category of being a successful streamer is 10 average viewers. So for now, that is what I'll be using as the maximum for this metric. The second factor I think is important for streamer success is the total amount of followers a streamer has. The reason for not choosing subscribers in this case is that it is a feature only available to partners and affiliates on Twitch. So me being a new streamer and not being an affiliate yet can't gain subscribers. My follower goal for the time being is 1,000 followers. I feel that if you have 1,000 followers, you set foot into the big leagues of Twitch. As most of you probably realize, my system maxes out relatively quickly. That's where the catch lies. If I max out these two factors, I become level 1. After reaching level 1, the maximums change to a relative higher. Let's say 20 average viewers and 1,500 or 2,000 followers. That's when the journey to level 2 starts, and so on and so on. If you are asking what the max level is, I don't know yet. This is still somewhat a work in progress. Maybe there will be no max, and the goal will always be to get to the next level. With the explanation of how my leveling system works out of the way, let's head into the first day of week 1. The first day of streaming, I was quite nervous. I was setting everything up. I've had a webcam for quite a while. As you can see, it's not a very good webcam, but it does the job for streaming. I bought a ring light and I have a good-ish mic. So the stage was set. Now, how do you start? After watching video after video after video explaining, this is how you grow your channel, this is what you need to do, this is the people you need to play with, host people, you know, all the generic tips and so on, which are all helpful. They're generic for a reason, because usually they work. Every tip that's a bit far-fetched is always a 50-50 in whether it's effective or not. My first thing was, okay, I'm gonna let my family know. I immediately told them this is what I'm gonna do tonight. If you want, drop by. And most of them did. I decided to try and beat Elden Ring. All 238 bosses at that. So this is a stream journey more than it's just a single stream. I started off the stream focusing heavily on my facial expressions, my manner of speaking, the fact that I needed to speak enough and not too much, not mumble, speak about coherent things and not just say random things that might just fill the empty space. I can get him to go up into the air. That's easily enough dodged. Easily dodged easily enough. I streamed for about 2 hours. After the 2 hours, I felt that it was a good stream. I gained a few followers naturally, apart from my friends and family, and I had a peak viewership of about 6. After the day, I was excited. I wanted to keep going, but I reminded myself that I am somebody that burns out very quickly. I'd pick something up, play it to death, or invest myself in it to death, and then after a week or two, I'm bored. I've done everything I wanted to. I've had my fair share of dopamine from whatever that was, and I'm moving on to the next thing. Knowing that that is the type of person I am, I limited myself to 2 hours a stream, because after 2 hours, I'm still excited to play the game. I'm still excited to stream, but I know the only way I'll be able to go stream again is if I do it tomorrow. Not now, but tomorrow, or the day after, or whenever you've scheduled your next stream. So that's the one important tip I can give you with people that relate to me in that manner. Don't overdo it. Don't stream too long if you feel like you're going to get burnt out. Even if you can carry on when you're burnt out, people will notice the degraded quality in your stream because they can see that you're not enjoying yourself as much as you used to in the start. Day 2 came. Even though my energy levels were at the same height as it was in the first stream, I hit a big wall. 2 big walls to be more exact, named Margit and Godric. Elden Ring is a game that has a lot of hard bosses that you need to take your time learning. You're gonna die a few times, but you'll learn their attack patterns as you go. Just because you're learning their attack patterns doesn't make it less frustrating when you die. With that frustration, I reminded myself to keep my composure. I feel like the viewership I want to create is not somebody that gets enjoyment out of my rage, but more the enjoyment out of conversation or just being me. So I don't want to be somebody that gets mad at a game or gets mad at certain situations in a game. This adds on to the point of deciding what type of personality you want to be. Being a calm, composed person like Sykuna, for example, is one thing, but that means you need to keep your calm and composure, because once you break character, people will feel that they aren't watching the same person. The third day was quite an interesting day. I went out with some of my friends, playing tennis, playing golf. As soon as I got home, I felt like maybe I'm too tired to stream today. Maybe I'll just skip it for one day. No harm done, right? I took a power nap. I got back up before streaming. I set up everything and I started stream. Lo and behold, I got 2 new followers. 2 new followers I would not have had if I did not start my stream that day. Getting a viewer or a follower is a lot more rare than you think it would be, because it has to do with a lot of factors for that viewer to discover your stream. Are you streaming something that they want to watch? What are the chances that they click on your stream specifically? Do they have time to keep on watching you? What you say at the current moment of them dropping in is really important as well, because maybe you're quiet, they think you're boring and they leave the stream. If you say something entertaining and maybe have a conversation with them, that's when you get a follower. That's where the one tip comes in that everybody gives. Talk to your viewers, even if there's literally nobody, because somebody might drop in, and if you're too quiet, they're gonna think you're boring. If you keep talking to the viewers as if there are hundreds or thousands, people will find that interesting. That's the first thing they'll see. I realized something after that day, and that is, if you want to go streaming and you've set yourself a schedule, follow that schedule. Don't cancel last minute because you're feeling a bit tired or you're feeling a bit down or you're just not in the mood. That's how you lose viewers. That's how you lose opportunities to gain new viewers. So that's the one big important thing I took out of my first week. On the last day, this was the hardest one. It's the first day that my alt account was the only viewer on my channel. And it's hard. It's kind of degrading in a sense, but that's how streaming is. That's how Twitch is. There's going to be days when people just don't watch Twitch, or they don't want to watch you. They want to watch something else. They're not interested in what you're doing. Some days you'll have 10 viewers. Some days you'll have 10 times the amount of viewers. And some days you'll have none. And that's just how it is. That's how Twitch is. In those moments, on those days, don't give up. Carry on. Stream. Talk to your viewers as if they are still the 10-time viewers that you've had the previous day or the previous 2 days. 4 days in a week. That was my first week of streaming. I hope this reaches somebody that feels like they can relate to this in some way. But yeah, that was my first week of streaming. According to my calculations, with a solid 2.2 average viewers and 14 followers, I am 23.4% of the way to level 1.